Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Car Topics Explained. No, this series isn't cancelled. And today, we will be taking a look at one of the legendary poster cars of the 90s, the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR. The car that gave the Ferrari F40, McLaren F1, Lotus Esprit, and Porsche GT1 all a run for their money. The car was born and bred for the sole purpose of racing, and its career began in the FIA GT Championship. The car was designed to look vaguely like a road car, if you squint your eyes, and have the internal organs of a full roaring race car underneath a carbon fiber body. The car was powered by a 6-liter V12 with 600 horsepower and 538 pound-feet of torque, known as the LS600 V12. The CLK GTR's initial attempt at racing was spotty, with a brake failure after 5 laps and having the remaining second car finish 20 laps behind the winning McLaren. But over time, the track performance of the CLK GTRs improved, and with the help of a third car being added to the Mercedes fleet, they started to get quite a few victories. 6 first-place wins and a driver championship and team championship were put under their belt. In 1998, Mercedes switched to the CLK LM, which used the 5-liter GT108B V8 engine, which generated 600 horsepower. The idea was that the V8 would be more reliable than the V12 when the car would be entered into the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1998. By the way, both the V12 and V8 cars were capable of going over 200 miles an hour. Unfortunately, however, the CLK LMs suffered engine failures within the first few hours of the race. But when they sent the CLK LMs back to the FIA GT Series, replacing the old V12 cars, it led to them winning more team and driver championships. And in 1999, the only competitors that entered in the FIA GT1 class was Mercedes, which meant the class would be cancelled. No one wanted to compete with them. The CLK race car's successor, the Mercedes-Benz CLR, would go on to race at Le Mans and literally take flight. Yep, the CLR was the car to take flight, not the CLK GTR. Oh, shit. Oh, Jesus. Stop flying! I can't. But hey, the story doesn't stop there, because in order to comply with FIA regulations, they made 30 CLK GTR road cars, 2 prototypes, 20 coupes, 6 roadsters, and 5 CLK GTRs made into super sports versions. These are all simply known as the Mercedes CLK GTR Strassen versions. The normal CLK GTR and Roadster street cars are powered by a 604 horsepower 6.9-liter M297 V12 connected to a paddle-operated sequential manual transmission. The gears wind like they should in a proper race car, and it's set up to rev match when you downshift, but you still have a clutch you have to use. I mean, you can shift without use of the clutch, but it's not recommended. One obvious difference between the road car and the race car is the removal of the GT-style wing and the addition of a hoop-style wing. The cars had a price tag of $1,547,620. That's a heck of a price tag for a car in the 90s. The Roadsters, however, had separate wings, different front grills, obviously the roofs were removed, and were made a little heavier than the coupe variants with structural reinforcements. The seats also had roll bars fitted, which improved structural integrity and safety. The CLK GTR Supersports were made using existing CLK GTR chassis 1, 3, 13, 17, and prototype chassis number 2. The Supersports are powered by the 7.3-liter V12 found in the Pagani Zonda. As a result, the upgraded CLK GTRs make 655 horsepower and 580 pound-feet of torque. The cars are also fitted with a new front splitter to help the car handle high speeds. And even though it's not the subject of today's video, per se, it's worth mentioning that the upcoming Mercedes-AMG 1 is considered by some to be the successor of the CLK GTR Strassen version. And I'll be perfectly honest, it's hard to beat the stunning looks, sounds, performance, and legacy of the CLK GTR, but I am very interested to see what happens when you put a Formula 1 powertrain into a road car. Something worth talking about, right? Well, I have a new show in the works that will focus on covering automotive topics, like the AMG 1, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. But don't worry, Car Topics Explained isn't going anywhere. But that, my friends, is all I've got time for on the CLK GTR. If you enjoyed this video, then check out the rest of my series, Car Topics Explained. I've covered race cars, movie cars, rare cars, video game cars, what it takes to import cars into the US, and much more. Cars. Beyond Car Topics Explained, I do car reviews, vlogs, I have a series documenting my adventures modifying my own cars, and I do gaming. Mostly about cars. So if any of that interests you, then have a peruse through my channel, and hey, if you're extra cool, then maybe even subscribe. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Take it easy and keep it crazy.